Presec, Francis. Now in the background you can see that the school buses are arriving for the different schools as the students turn up to cheer their colleagues. But these are all students who carry the spirit of the school with them wherever they go. I want to start with you, Francis. Presec obviously expects to win. You've been starting to ask people to talk about 6 because you're hoping this will be your 6th championship. But tell me, amongst the old students, how does it feel when Presec wins? I mean, you've done it 5 times already.
Okay, so for me, I think it's going to be a great, privilege for us to win for the 6th time because I'm an old student from the 19-year group. Yeah, so for us, our boys are presenting. So I think when we take it for the 6th time, obviously we are going to blow in the WASI. So they should check out for us. Let's talk about 6. Yes.
So you know these contestants. You were in school with them, Nathaniel and Niamu, and of course Selassie. So tell me, what do you think they will be going through right now, psychologically? How do you think they'll be preparing for this contest?
Okay, so I think last night I spoke to some of them, and they are very cool. They are very cool, and because since the contest, they haven't been nervous at all for me, and even we meeting with Pope Jones. They weren't nervous at all. I saw the PJ boys, they were very nervous. And Niamu was like, he didn't find anything to worry about. So I think for this great contest, they are very cool. And they are going to conquer everyone there.
Which of the other 2 schools do you think will be a bigger threat?
St. Peter's.
You think St. Peter's will be a bigger threat than St. Augustine's? Why?
Because they are the reigning champions from last year. And I think for they proving themselves to be in the finals this year too, I think that's the competition for me right now. Because Ogasco, I don't know, Ogasco, no, I'm not looking forward to seeing Ogasco proving themselves right. I'm just with this. So.
All right, well, thank you, Francis. Let's speak to you, Johnny from Ogasco. And I've got to say, Francis doesn't have much faith in you or your boys and your ability to perform here. According to him, the competition is St. Peter's. How do you feel about that?
Right, action and quoting. Well, you write us off at your own peril. You see, Ogasco, we hardly come, but when we come, we come. So we're here. In fact, I remember like it was yesterday, 12 years ago, I was informed to sitting in a class and the news broke out and the euphoria, excitement was all there. But I'm here now to witness this live and we're winning this. This hands are no two ways about it. Action and quoting.
Yeah, well, you heard him, Ogasco, we hardly come, but when we come, we come. Okay, that's what Ogasco thinks about it. But I'm very keen to find out from St. Peter's. And I'm going to come round if that's okay. Let me just swap places with you. Now, Obed, I've got to say, coming into this contest, St. Peter's has beaten every school that you've come against comprehensively. But now you've come up to the final where the other two contesting schools are expected to be the best. Do you think you will be able to beat them? And if you do, will it be as comprehensively as you have in the past?
Let me acknowledge the fact that we have fought very hard to get to the finals, and we really acknowledge the fact that we are meeting the best out of all the schools that contested this year. So we are really happy that we are here to meet the best out of the best. And definitely at the end of the contest, St. Peter's is going to repeat what happened last year. We are the same venue. We did the same thing last year, and we are going to do the same thing this year.
Different contestants though, right?
Different contestants, but with the same spirit of the Pescoba Dignitati Hominum.
All right, now tell me, what role do the old students play in gearing up and gingering the contestants?
The old students have been tremendously fantastic towards the training of the boys. We have National Science and Maths Quiz Committee that blended with the teachers to be teaching the boys. So we have some devoted students, past contestants actually, who travel to Nkwetia all the time, every weekend, to beef up what the teachers have been training them. And I think it has really helped the boys to know much from past contestants who have sat on top of their days to know what pressure goes through. So the composure of Michael, especially the Form 2 boy, you should see is rather from the training he got from past contestants. So I think the Old Students Association has really been tremendous with respect to cash donations and funds and support and visits to them during their camping times. I think it has really edged them on.
Which of the other two schools is the one to beat or the bigger threat?
We don't see any of the two schools as a threat, and we are not saying we are going to beat any of them. It's a competition, but what we know is that we are coming out as victor.
Well, I asked Francis and Obed who they thought was a bigger threat to them. Let me ask the same question of you and St. Augustine.
In fact, we don't think any of them are threats, actually, because 12 years ago when we won, we did beat Presec and CAS in the final. So, like he said, it's a competition, and then the best at the end of the day will be crowned. Again, I also want to acknowledge our past students. In fact, everybody has fought tooth and nail to clamor behind these boys, to see them here, and we're still strongly behind them, motivating them. In fact, there have been counselors, donations, support, strong support, and indeed the APSU is behind our boys to carry them, see them through. Yeah.
Now, I've got to ask, if the result for Presec is anything other than a victory, how do you think the old students will react?
I don't think it will be anything bigger for them, because this is not the first time. I mean, we've taken it 5 times, and if we don't take it this year, but I know we are going to take it. We are talking about 6 this year, and I know we are going to take it. So that's all. Yeah.
Well, final word from you, but what can we expect from St. Peter's?
Today, St. Peter Clever, the spirit behind St. Peter's, is going to speak on our behalf once again. We would not talk much because we are training St. Peter's to be modest and meek in all our doings, but our actions will speak. After the contest today, our actions will speak for itself.
All right, well, there you have it. The old students are certainly hoping that the spirit of the school will be behind the contestants as they face each other in this gladiatorial auditorium, which is just before me, where these 3 schools are going to be vying for the 2019 championship. Don't miss a moment of it. It'll all unfold right here on the Joy News channel. But of course, if you're still with us, let's see if we can meet a few more of those who are making sure that today's event goes without a hitch. You can see behind me, the security guards are scanning every single attendee to make sure that they're not carrying any offensive weapons, to ensure that they are not planning any sort of trouble. But very fortunately for us, we're able to connect with Dr. Odro Osai, who is here to observe and enjoy this contest. Doc, before you go in, tell us, which school are you here to support?
Definitely the other day school, Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, Legon.
All right, how confident are you that they're going to take it this year?
Oh, definitely. You know, Presec is a science college, and anything about science and maths, we should win. And looking at the way we have progressed, I'm very positive that we're going to win it this time around.
Out of the other 2 schools, which one is a bigger threat to you?
Oh, St. Augustine's, of course. St. Augustine's. But they are brothers, so we'll know how to manage them.
Well, that's quiet confidence. Dr. Odrosai there, making his way in to enjoy the contest. Let me speak to you, sir. Tell us who you are and which school you are here to support.
Well, I'm here to support St. Augustine's.
Okay.
I know definitely they'll take it. Because I know St. Augustine's is a good school. And definitely I know by all means, St. Augustine's is going to take the mantle.
Why are you so confident this year?
Though I'm not a student of St. Augustine's, but all my children went to that school. And I know where my children has gotten to. And I know what the school can do. And I know definitely today they are going to take the mantle.
Well, we wish you and St. Augustine's.
My name is Rex Fodenchibo.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Enchibuesiako. Now, the searches are going on, and you can see how thorough the security guards are. They are making sure that all the students, all those who are coming to observe today's competition are not going to be able to sneak in anything unlawful, any weapons or anything with which they can cause trouble. But so far, they have not found anything that they felt the need to keep out of the auditorium. It seems everybody so far has come with the perfect good intentions to simply enjoy this contest in peace, whether or not they are from one school or the other, whether or not they are competitors, opponents. They are still here together as one crowd, representing Ghana, the fortunate out of Ghana who are going to be here to witness today's historic competition for themselves. And of course, the security guards are working very carefully to make sure nobody slips past and everybody gets searched properly. And as the dignitaries and all of those who we are expecting to play some role in today's event keep coming through, we'll be bringing you conversations with them and finding out exactly what they expect from today's all-important competition. But right now the students are gearing up, they're excited, but they're still very calm. And we have the opportunity now to speak, well, very soon we'll have the opportunity to speak with the security officers and the role they are playing here in making sure everybody is safe. Let's speak to this police officer here. Hello, sir. Could you tell us your name? Mr. Inning, as I can see.
Mr. Inning.
Can you tell us what's the plan, the security plan for today?
Oh, the security plan is not any much detailed, but we make sure we just fill the upper terrace of the inner perimeter before we get to the down over there. So we are now making sure everybody is set, scanned well before they get inside. We don't want to encounter any problem. We foresee the young boys doing unhappens, so we make sure we do everything justice before they get inside. So I think for the meantime, everything's under control.
What sort of things would you ban or seize if you find on the students?
Oh, something like bottled drink. Maybe I don't think they can bring any gadget like knife or any weapon apart from those glass or bottle items over there. So if you see any source of bottle item, you just get it off from them.
So far, have you seized anything?
No. So far, everything is comporting himself and everything is under control.
Now, you're expecting quite a large crowd today. Do you think you have enough men to do all the screening?
Yeah, we will do it before. So far as it's a security matter, we will make sure we do it before you get inside. So no matter how time it takes, we make sure we do it before they get inside, because the security is our priority over here. So without thorough search, you cannot get it inside. So even if they will start before the rest will get in, we make sure we do that.
Well, Officer Inin, thank you very much for your time. I'll let you get back to it. But we have some more students here. Let's say a quick, forgive me, may I ask who you are?
Emmanuel Champon. Right. We are together with the police people. The security is Obra Security.
Okay.
Obra Security. We started it from Legon, and we've come to here. So we've joined with ministries and police people. So we are making the search. So we are helping them, and they too are helping us, so that everything will go on.
Wonderful. Well, we wish you all the best of luck, and we hope you can do a good job for us. But this is the head. Oh, wow! The headmaster of Presec himself is here. Let me say good morning to you. Thank you very much for making the time to speak to us. Now, your boys have performed wonderfully all the way through the contest, but now they're up against the two best, apart from you, of course, that have made it to the final. How confident are you that this will be the 6th win for Presec?
Sure, we are very confident because we know the boys have trained very well. They have the confidence and they are determined to win. So for us, we know our boys. It doesn't matter what anybody says. And it's Presec against the others. So they can combine their forces and we will still win that one.
Wow. Now that's confidence.
It's for Presec, yeah.
All right, now I'm going to take a wild guess that you are the chaplain. Is that right? Well, can you tell us your name, please?
E.M. Lai, Reverend E.M. Lai.
Well, Reverend, you know, everybody has been praying, right? What makes you feel that God will descend on the side of Presec as opposed to the other schools today?
We have prayed, we prepared. You know, God doesn't just do things. You prepare, you pray, and expect Him to intervene. So that's what we have done. We prepared very well, and we prayed very well. So we are going to win.
A quick one for you, Reverend, before I come back to the headmaster. So when you were praying, which of the two schools' names were you mentioning more, hoping to defeat?
Oh, all of them, the two of them.
That's a diplomatic answer. But tell me about the preparation that goes into this. These boys seem to know so much. They come up with these answers so quickly. It seems as if they just have a bit more knowledge than your average secondary school student. Tell us about the preparation that goes into the likes of Niamu, Selassie, and Nathaniel, who are contesting on your behalf.
You know, this is not a project that started just yesterday. It's a year-long project, and We have good coaches for them, teachers who are with them all the time. We have good materials they go through. And they are dedicated to what they are doing. It's a daily thing. From morning till night, they are on it. For the whole year they've been training. So for us, we know that we have done a lot. We have had enough input, and we are sure of getting the results. For that, we are not too worried about that. Yeah.
Now, we were told about how the organizers have brought in some psychologists to help the boys stay focused, not to be distracted by all that's going on out there, the friendly banter and competition that's going on social media and so forth. As the headmaster, does some of that affect you as well? You know, when you see some of these funny things going around between the contesting schools?
You know, I told you earlier that I know my boys. It doesn't matter the noise you make. In fact, if you're on social media making noise, today is the day. And for us, we don't care about what noise you make on social media. But the point is that we know Presec is making history. We are already the reigning champions, 5-time, nobody. And we are making the 6th one to make sure that, and you see, it's not a 2019 project. It is a 5-year project. So we are winning this year and the subsequent years. That we are not too worried about that. Yeah.
I've got to say, this is the strongest show of confidence I've heard from Presec so far. And of course, it's come from their headmaster. I want to thank you both for your time. We appreciate it. May the best school win. All the very best to you. Now, of course, today, we're going to get the opportunity to speak to another school that has made a great showing in this year's contest. If you can come around this way. TEPA SHS did amazingly well, surprised a lot of people to get to where they are today. Let's learn a bit from you gentlemen about how that experience was for you. In your contests, it appeared that people expected others to win, but you prevailed. Tell us how you did that.
Okay, the experience was very nice, but one thing that we put in the back of our mind was that competition is about you, the student, not about the school. So maybe we may be a grade C school and maybe competing with grade A schools. The thing that you must put in your mind that the student must perform, and if we perform, that is what is most important. So when we were going there, we were preparing ourselves, and we didn't think about the school that we will meet or the people that we will be meeting. We made sure that we do our best and we make sure that we will be at the top. That's what we did.
Well, you did put in a fantastic performance. What effect did your performance have on the students of TEPA?
We encourage them to put in their best so that next year, hopefully, we will win the trophy. So they are learning from us. We are like the pace setters. So they are learning from us.
So on campus, what was the reaction? Were you getting messages from your colleagues? How were people reacting as your school was doing so well?
Oh, yeah. Everyone was excited because we have tried to go to this far. So everyone was really excited. So they were always cheering us. But that didn't make us so, let me say, down. We tried to improve ourselves in order to do something for the school.
Well, I've got to say, I was inspired by your performance, and I want to congratulate you personally. Now, these 3 schools have made it to the final. First of all, which school are you hoping will win out of these 3?
Okay, I prefer Augustine.
Okay, how about you?
Augustine. Oh, no one can be fair till the end. Really, I'll support one, but I think Augustine can make it.
So all 3 of you here are hoping St. Augustine's will win, right? Why?
We are not against Peter's knockout from the contest, but because of the competition, we were exposed to the students and how their abilities, and we saw that the support from Augustine was great, and also the students were also certain with the mind that they want to do something, and I think this time around they will make it this year.
Wow. Well, that's very special, and we certainly hope that you enjoy today's competition. Once again, congratulations to you and your school for your very powerful performance this year. We hope to see you again next year, right? Okay, well, this is how it's all unfolding right here at the National Theatre. As people are coming in, they're being checked properly by the security forces, security services before they get into the auditorium. And of course, once they get in, they will be seated according to a pre-arranged plan so that there can be proper control of everything that happens within the venue. So far, all of those who are attending have been cooperating perfectly with the security team here. And it seems like the process of screening is going very, very quickly so that people can be seated comfortably for the start of the contest. Now, there will be people coming from all across the country, from Cape Coast, where St. Augustine's College is located, also from St. Peter's, and definitely from here in Accra, where Presec can be found. But of course, all students are scattered across the nation, and so we have no doubt that people will be coming in from all other cities to support their alma mater this morning. And of course, we've got some old students here. Let's see if we can connect with them very quickly. We have St. Peter's old students. First of all, tell us your names.
Okay, I'm Kofi Oferiaman.
I'm Jeffrey Kobnaiboa. I'm Benjamin Senyuaka.
Right, so Kofi, Jeffrey, and Benjamin. All right, which year? Did you all finish the same year?
Yeah.
Which year?
2013.
2013, all right. Now, PESCO is hoping that this will be your fourth National Science and Maths quiz win. Last year, you pulled through after a massive performance and won against Adisco and WAS. This year, you've got St. Peter's and St. Augustine's. Do you think this year will be... Presec and St. Augustine's. Do you think this year will be easier or more difficult than last year?
Last year. This will be the most easiest contest. I always tell people, it will be very easy, it will be boring, it wouldn't be fun, people will leave early, people will cry early. A lot of things is going to happen. So, last year.
Right, so tell me, why do you think it's going to be boring?
Yeah, because you see, everyone is good. Okay, Presec is good, St. Augustine's is good, but we want the best. And we are representing the best. So obviously we are going to put out the best. That's why it's going to be boring, because we will just be getting the marks and getting the bonuses. So it will be boring. I mean, it will be boring.
We will end up sleeping.
We will end up sleeping.
We cannot even make noise. There'll be nothing to cheer for. We'll just be getting the answers. So, listen. Let's just wait for the competition, and you see something.
All right. Now, the other two schools have super subs, as they call them. They bring them in, as the contest proceeds.
Listen.
What do you think about that?
You don't change a winning team. You don't change a winning team. You don't change a winning team. That's all I have to say about that.
Listen. They are deficient in some angles, so they need to change. You understand? You don't change a winning team. We are content with what Michael and Fanny, Charlie, forget that.
All right. Well, I've got to say, I certainly hope the best school wins. So I wish you, the best of luck. Certainly enjoy your day today, and thank you so much for speaking to us. All right. Well, those are the old students of St. Peter's, finished just a few years ago. Now, I think it's time for us to get in there and learn a bit more. This is one of the trainers of the St. Peter's team. Hello, sir. What's your name?
My name is Stanley Koji Solomon.
I can see.
Kinsolos.
Kinsolos.
Yeah.
We definitely remember you from last year.
Yeah.
Tell us, this year, what have you done differently to prepare the boys?
It's the normal thing we have been doing. We have just done the normal thing.
Yeah. Now, I've noticed that the other two schools have the super subs. We were just talking about that. How is St. Peter's combating what seems to be an effective strategy used by the other two schools?
That is their strategy working for them. We also have our strategy working for us. That's why we are all at the finals. And so today we will see whose strategy will work best.
Which of the rounds do you think your boys will perform best in?
Our boys perform better in all the rounds. They will perform better in all the rounds.
You think you'll beat the other two schools in every single round?
That one, not necessarily so. But what matters is that at the end, we should win the trophy. The rounds we win or whatever. Last year, we led only in one round, which is the last round. That is where we led, and that is the winning race. So even if you are trailing first, second, third, fourth, the last round should do something for us to win. Yeah.
Now, how are the boys feeling? It is a final. There's a lot of pressure on them. How are they feeling?
Of course, if you are in the finals, you know your competitors, your other competitors are equally good as you are. And so all that you need is to psych yourself up, do your regular preparation, your normal preparation, psych yourself up, be confident on the stage. If the favor of God comes upon you, and you get questions from your strong areas, you pick them, then you are through.
So tell us a bit about each of them, Michael, Finning, and Bernard. For Michael, what would be his strong areas?
We have trained them for all areas. Both of them, we have trained them for all the areas. So anybody can do. That's why they do teamwork. They always compare and consider the one to give an accurate answer. So
now we heard Michael quoting the Bible, talking about the Egyptians. Is that also part of what you train them to do?
No. I think yesterday he was asked, and he said on the stage he moved to another level, and that is all that came to him to say, and he said it.
Well, let's certainly hope that he can move to another level again today, and that you will be pleased with his performance.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, well, that's King Solus, and of course, it's time for us to go in there and see what's going on. So, listen, don't go away, stay with us. Let's explore all the sights and sounds of the National Science and Maths Quiz. Right, now, in here, there's quite a lot happening. You know, all the sponsors have set up their stands, and of course, the media partners, Joy 99.7 FM, as well as JoyNews and myjoyonline.com are also represented. And we have a big board here where all the sponsors and the partners and the stakeholders have got their logos representing them, from the Ghana Education Service to Pink Pearl, to Vimto, to Prudential, to Accra College of Medicine, Medifem, Goyle, GCB, Adansi Travels, and all the other companies who have made a strong showing to ensure that today's event runs successfully. Now, they're not the only ones. The National Theatre as well, putting in their 2 cents, the schools, and of course, the organizers, Prime Time, a Herculean effort to make sure that this very final contest goes off without a hitch. Now, let's go inside and see what the hall is looking like. This is the main entrance through which we can enter the lower auditorium. We have ushers who are ready to show people to their seats. Hello, how are you doing? We've also got the crew who are set up already. We've got the crane with a big camera on the end of it to make sure they can capture all the aerial shots. Now, as you go down, you can see that all the representatives, old students and the likes from all the schools have got themselves seated and ready. The MC is meeting some of them to make sure that he has their names. If he has to introduce them later during the show, he can do so without any difficulties. Now, if you come down with me, I will show you what is happening up above. So, as you can see, the students are